What do you feel translates from hiking in real life to what you get down onto canvas?
Well, hiking is in a way like life. You follow a path and you choose the path. And there are unexpected moments, occurrences, changing weather. When I go on a hike, I get into a zone, and the beauty of nature just infiltrates me, inspires me, and I get really excited. And often I attract animals. They seek me out, they come to me, they audition, and then I come home and I keep thinking about them, and I have this relationship with them forever. And then I paint them, and here they are. I went for a couple of hikes. I saw all the skunk cabbage coming out, and that's another inspiration. I definitely have to paint skunk cabbage again. So.
Skunk cabbage is one of the few pops of color when you're walking along a trail here, but your images have so much color and depth. What's going through your head when you're going on a hike? Are you seeing this, or are you coming back after a hike and you're translating?
I'm translating. I'm just like a channel. I channel what I see, and definitely my art is my paintings are informed by what I have done before. I designed and hand-painted silk for a very long time. I made neckties, bow ties, scarves, very colorful. So I've done it so much, thousands of pieces. So that, of course, I think I'm conditioned to paint very colorful. And I love color because color is energy. And often when you wake up in a gray climate and you look at a colorful painting, that gives you it's like having a cup of coffee, a little bit, it gives you that extra boost. Yeah, I totally love color.
Is your relationship with color something that occurs daily? Is it just something?
Yeah, I definitely, once you start seeing a certain way, you can't unsee, I think. So I see everything in colors and shapes, but colors really excite me.
Do they change your mood if certain colors are around?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I suffer a little bit when it's gray day after day after day. And so when the sun comes out just a few rays, and then suddenly you have green and blue, where it was only gray, yeah, it does lift my mood, makes me excited.
For the choices in this collection, what's the timescale, and what were you're bringing together hikes, obviously, but.
The paintings displayed here were painted between 2019 and 2025 this year. And so I had quite a few from before I applied to do this show, and then after I got accepted to do this show this May, I created a large body of work, and I'm really happy that I had the motivation and the focus, because it was living in me, but it wouldn't have come out if I didn't have this deadline, a show, because there's so much in life always happening and which pulls you away from painting. And it's a real effort to stay at it. If you exercise every day, then it's easier to follow that routine. And it's the same with painting. And I really envy painters who had a studio and do it every day, because that's a routine. Then you get out a lot of work. And for me, I live so many different places, do so many different things. I really have to be disciplined. Maybe it's a German discipline, which helps a little bit, everything about being German, some advantages and disadvantages. So the discipline helps in this respect,
Can you just tell us a little bit about your background real quick?
Well, I was born in East Berlin in 1968, and I lived there till 1988. The wall came down in 1989. So as a child already, I felt I was born into a place. I picked the wrong place. I was always an artist, and I just couldn't quite believe the propaganda and the ideology what we were told, because the environment was ugly, the surroundings were ugly, and the society was ugly, and I couldn't believe in something ugly. So already when I was this little, I knew I wanted to go to Canada. I saw a movie when I was 11 years old, and it was a cabin in Canada or something. And I saw that, and that really appealed to me, that, wow, what a beautiful place of nature. And yeah.
How did you discover Ketchikan?
It was a chance opportunity to go to Sitka and join a boat as crew and bring the boat back from Sitka to Orcas Island. That was in 2013. And we came to Ketchikan, and the anchor winch was broken. And it was a 64-foot, 80-ton boat. So there was nothing in Ketchikan to replace that anchor winch. And without an anchor, doing the inside passage, impossible, because you don't find a dock every night. And so we had to rig something. It took 3 weeks to get it going again with the help of many local people. And so that was my very first time in Ketchikan. I met a group of people. They worked on the ferry, and they were fun. They went on hikes, and the first hike I did with them was up to Dude Mountain. It was incredible. Within a few hours, you get from sea level up to the Alpine, and you have this incredible view. So I was hooked on hiking. So that was my first time in Ketchikan, and then I went for 6 more years on the boat, always coming through Ketchikan, going back through Ketchikan, the first city. And in 2018, the captain of the boat had a stroke just south of the border. So I got him rescued by the Canadian Coast Guard, and then there I was alone with that big boat.
Okay.
I had never been on the ocean, didn't know anything about navigation before I started going on the boat. 6 years. I knew it was a risk because the captain was in his late 70s.
Sure.
So I learned and I learned and I learned, and I was ready when it happened. And I was able to bring the boat back.
Oh.
So it's one of my biggest accomplishments.
Yeah.
So long story short, then I met somebody else through this whole progression of bringing the boat back to the San Juan Islands. And so this my new partner works here in Ketchikan in the summer. So I'm back in Ketchikan every summer for the last 7 years.
So you were painting on the boat while it was...
Yeah, initially I painted on the back deck of the boat. It really changed the subject matter of my paintings. The Pacific coast, seascapes for 6 years. And then now I'm more land-based, I really miss being on the boat. So now it's hiking. That's what I paint now, because painting is a little bit like a journal of your life. I don't take sketches when I hike. I'm a photographer. I started with photography, and so I take a lot of photos. And then when I come home, I sketch what I remember. And then I take the photos as a support when I really start to paint, for details. But the composition is usually not exactly what the photo was like, more what I remembered.
Do you have outside influences that are not just the material that you're painting? Like, do you have other artists that you enjoy taking notes from?
Oh yes. I have other artists I really love. I love the Group of Seven. I love Georgia O'Keeffe. I love Emily Carr. I love Matisse. So each artist has their own life story, and it inspires me because it's a support. Every artist struggled in their own way, and sometimes it's difficult to believe that you can keep doing this. And then reading other artists' stories, what hardships they faced, really helps. It's like a community, even though they are dead. It's like they give the torch to the new generation. You don't own your own art. You don't own your own skill. Each time you start a new painting, you wanna, can I do it again? And so it's only the history of having created so much work already that gives you the confidence.
Yeah.
I want to share my gratitude for having this opportunity, for the Arts Council, for people, Kathleen, Santiago, Kesha, for my friends here, my community. Yeah, I have a lot of love in my heart right now. I feel really happy being here. I painted the elevator shaft here, the mural.
Yes.
And I remember I wanted a certain brand of paints, and to ship the paints up to Alaska was more than paints. So I had to work around that.
It's wild.
So I had to,
here to
yeah.
do that.
So I have quite a bit of material here, so I can still paint another few seasons, I think.
So you have go-to paints that you go back to, and
Yeah,
like, you know,
And I painted a mural this fall in the Okanagan, and people who commissioned it requested a specific brand of artist acrylics. So I ordered a whole bunch for that, and by that I really found out that I love that brand.
Cool.
And it, you know, each paint makes you paint a little differently. It's really important to experiment.
Tell us a little bit about that mural real quick, your ironing board setup.
Okay, so I want to start with murals. It actually started here in Ketchikan. I had the show in the Discovery Center in 2022 inside the Inside Passage, and I had really big, colorful acrylic paintings there. And what came out of it was I was approached by a local family to paint their family living room as a mural in the style of the paintings.
Cool.
And it was brave on their part, it was brave on my part, because it was like a 3-story scaffold, and like they had only imagined like a part of the wall, and I saw the whole wall, and it really turned out great. So that was my first mural, actually.
Wow.
Yep. And out of this, they also have become my family. I really love them.
Yeah.
So, and then the next year, I painted the elevator shaft in the ADA, for the ADA elevator.
Yeah.
It was Kathleen's vision, and so that was a huge honor, and turned out really well. I like it. And this year, the next mural, it seems like each year has a mural. I got commissioned to paint a great blue heron, and they wanted it on a panel, on a composite panel, 5 by 10 feet. And my studio in the Okanagan is only 8 feet tall. So I had to, since it happened in the winter, I had to put that panel. I had ironing boards for my silk work.
Yeah.
I put the panel on 6 ironing boards.
Yep.
And so I had to work in the horizontal, which is really difficult. You can't step back.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the ladder. I would climb up the ladder and look down and hope that, you know, it would work out. And I didn't see that finished piece standing up till it was mounted on the wall at a local food co-op in Tonasket, Washington. And there he was, Hank the Heron. And I think I get feedback now from Tonasket, and people say that when they stand in front of the mural, they feel joy and hopeful, and it's very, very gratifying. And I love Hank. Hank became like my closest friend.
Yeah. Do you find an exploration of morality and philosophy when you're painting? Is that something like
definitely. I really try to live by my own values, and my values and philosophy are in my paintings. My paintings have a lot of empathy for other creatures, for our environment, for our trees.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I can't change other people's doing or values or beliefs. Everybody believes what they do, what they want to believe. But, and it's hard that people agree on anything. But people seem to agree on looking at whales as they like. So if people can come to a show like this and just enjoy looking at something beautiful and be united in that feeling and enjoy that well-being, then that's a contribution. And of course, I wish that we would, not clear cut, not destroy functioning ecosystems, because yes, it's a renewable resource, a tree, or a forest is, but if you clear cut, the organism is gone. It's not like a grown forest, and there's another value in a forest. Especially here in the Tongas, I feel that I go in there and it's this awe, and you become part of it. And it's indescribable almost. You have to experience this. I grew up in Europe. This didn't exist there anymore. It was already hundreds of years, that people have altered the landscape. And here we take it for granted, or you take it for granted. And it's like a child is being told, don't touch that hot plate. And it has to do the experience, touch the hot plate and get burned, because you can't transfer that wisdom. And it seems like it's the same about our forests here. We should not let them go, because once they're gone, they're gone.